Hello and welcome to the Find Info World channel. On December the 17th, 2013, the mainstream media was gleefully reporting findings they mistakenly believe show all multivitamins to be worthless at preventing disease. This is based on an article by Mike Adams of naturalnews.com. So these are some of the headlines. Case closed. Multivitamins should not be used, declares Forbes. New studies dispel multivitamin myths, reports NBC News. And CBS News shouts, cases closed after studies find no health benefits. The problem with all these headlines is they're based on an editorial published in the Annals of Internal Medicine, a pro-pharma publication almost entirely funded by pharmaceuticals which compete with multivitamins. A quick visit to the study publication page on annals.org, and you will immediately be greeted with a pop-up advertisement trying to push a pharmaceutical drug. It's almost as if the pharma-funded publication is saying, "Here, while we trash the reputation of vitamins, why don't you buy some drugs from our sponsors?" Have you ever wondered why pharmaceuticals are never subjected to the same scrutiny as multivitamins? Well, what the media doesn't report, of course, is that if pharmaceuticals were subjected to the same basic questions covered in the study, such as do multivitamins enhance cognitive function, do they prevent heart disease, pharmaceuticals would prove to be disastrous. They not only don't work, they also might kill you in the process of not working. But you don't have to take my word for it.
If you have high fever, stiff muscles, and confusion, as these may be signs of a life-threatening reaction, or if you have muscle movements that cannot be stopped, as these could become permanent. High blood sugar has been reported in some people taking Abilify. In extreme cases, this can lead to coma or death. Your doctor should monitor your blood sugar if you have or are at risk for diabetes. Elderly people with dementia should not take Abilify due to an increased risk of death or stroke.
Including Celebrex may increase the chance of heart attack or stroke, which can lead to death. This chance increases if you have heart disease or risk factors for it, such as high blood pressure or when NSAIDs are taken for long periods. All prescription NSAIDs, including Celebrex, also increase the chance of serious skin reactions or stomach and intestine problems, such as bleeding and ulcers, which can occur.
Orencia can cause serious side effects, including serious infections. Rare cases of certain cancers have been reported. Tell your doctor if you are prone to or have any infection like an open sore or the flu. If you have a history of COPD, a chronic lung disease,
stroke, stomach bleeding, or serious rash. Don't take it if you have heart, liver, or blood vessel disease, heart bypass surgery, uncontrolled blood pressure, or allergies to aspirin, NSAIDs, or Imitrex. A life-threatening problem may occur, especially if used with antidepressants. Tell your doctor if you have kidney disease, heart disease risks like smoking or high blood pressure, have had stomach ulcers or bleeding.
So why isn't the media reporting that the case is closed on how drugs and medications fail to prevent chronic degenerative disease? The answer is because the scrutiny is reserved solely for nutritional supplements. In today's distorted system of quack medicine, junk science, and pro-pharma propaganda, medications never have to be proven effective to be promoted and hyped. There is no scientific evidence whatsoever, for example, that chemotherapy prevents the progression of cancer, chemo actually causes more cancer, or that statin drugs enhance lifespan. There is no evidence whatsoever that AD drugs create healthy children or that antidepressants cure depression. Yet all these drugs are heavily hyped by medical journal, i.e. drug journals, and the mainstream media without regard for their disastrous lack of efficacy and safety. So there's a dangerous double standard in all this. Nobody asks whether drugs actually create health. But multivitamins are routinely subjected to intense scrutiny on this very question. These multivitamin studies were contrived through the use of synthetic vitamins. There's no surprise here. They have to make sure these multivitamin studies fail to produce positive results. These studies are universally structured so that they are based on cheap, low-grade, synthetic vitamins and inorganic minerals. Not coincidentally, these brands of low-grade multivitamins are actually manufactured by companies owned by pharmaceutical interests. They really do have a financial incentive to make multivitamins look bad, and so their multivitamin formulations are intentionally designed to fail. The vitamin E studied in this science review, for example, was synthetic, isolated vitamin E, which already has a long history of being toxic for human consumption. Note carefully that these researchers never looked at full-spectrum vitamin E, including the tocopherols, nor did they bother to study a food concentrate form of vitamin E, because it would have been amazingly beneficial to heart health. If I wanted to make all cars look dangerous, I could buy a dozen old Ford Pinto cars, line them up bumper to bumper, fill them with gasoline, and ram them together in a mock road accident that caused them all to explode. From that example, I could declare, all cars are unsafe, even though I only tested the Pinto. That's the same as what's happening with these multivitamin studies. They intentionally choose the most toxic forms of synthetic nutrients, then they use the negative results to declare that all multivitamins are dangerous. Beta-carotene too was studied as a synthetic chemical in isolation, not as a food-sourced nutrient like you might find in carrots or squash. So what these studies really prove is only that synthetic chemical vitamins are toxic to human health. Guess who makes all these synthetic chemical vitamins? Companies like Bayer and BASF, the same companies that also manufacture raw materials for pharmaceutical manufacturing. This is how the media uses nutritional misdirection to trick the public into thinking nutrition is bad. The mainstream media, of course, is all too happy to use journalist tricks of misdirection and false implication to misinform the public about nutrition. In claiming that multivitamins are worthless, they are utterly failing to differentiate between cheap, pharma-manufactured synthetic multivitamins versus high-quality food-based multivitamins that really do work to enhance human health and prevent disease. You won't find these scientists testing high-quality supplements from life extension, for example. Those supplements would produce positive results, and that's not what the pro-pharma scientists running these contrived studies want to show. You also won't find them studying superfood powders, whole food concentrates, or food-based supplements like the ones produced by Megafood. Those supplements contain food-based nutrients and organic minerals, the kind of nutrients the human body expects to see with nutritionally proper food intake. Those supplements produce phenomenal results for enhanced human health. Researchers who publish in pharma-funded science journals will never study high-end multivitamins and nutritional supplements for the simple reason that the results would be too positive. Do you know that synthetic drugs are even more harmful to human health than synthetic vitamins? The big question is how much more harmful synthetic drugs are to human health. If synthetic vitamins produce negative health outcomes, then synthetic drugs produce truly disastrous results. Many drugs can simply kill you outright, as was shown earlier. Synthetic drugs, including BIS, blood pressure medications, diabetes drugs, statin drugs, Alzheimer's drugs, osteoporosis drugs, and so on, are specifically designed to interfere with human physiology. Their entire intent is to block some chemical process in the body and thereby attempt to control symptoms of disease, without actually addressing the root cause of disease. High-quality supplements and superfoods, on the other hand, are designed to prevent the causes of disease before they ever become symptomatic. They treat the root causes, in other words, rather than the mere symptoms. This is why high-end food-based supplements, superfoods, medicinal herbs, and other food concentrates are so effective at preventing disease. Conversely, this is also why isolated chemical drugs are so terrible at the same thing. No drug actually reverses any disease. They merely mask symptoms, while allowing the underlying causes of disease to worsen. This is easily demonstrated. If a person taking blood pressure medications stops taking those medications, their blood pressure suddenly rises. The medication never addressed the cause of high blood pressure. It merely artificially interfered with physiology in a way that created a contrived, temporary lowering of measurable blood pressure. These drug-pushing scientists and science journals want you to take pharmaceuticals, not get proper nutrition. Let's get down to the real motivation in all this. The annals of internal medicine and the scientists behind this extremely deceptive junk science all share the same intention. They want you to trust in drugs, not multivitamins, not minerals, not a proper nutritious diet, not all food supplements. Their job is to discredit multivitamins, while simultaneously brainwashing consumers into believing that drugs are somehow vital nutrients that they need to survive. That's the foundation of modern medicine. After all, you are an incomplete human being, unless and until you undergo medical intervention with a vaccine, a psychiatric drug, a cancer treatment or some other chemical that thereby makes you whole. Modern reductionist medical science wants to push drugs as the new multivitamins, but to do that, they first have to discredit multivitamins. Once multivitamins have been destroyed, they can convince the public, with yet more quack science, that everybody needs a statin pill every day. Everyone needs to drink toxic fluoride to have healthy teeth. Everyone needs to be injected with mercury, aluminum, and MSG in order to be immune to the flu. That's the real con in all this. The attack on multivitamins sets the stage for the unveiling of a new wave of daily drug vitamins the industry will push on everyone. Adults, children, senior citizens and even unborn babies. The population, you see, is never sufficiently medicated, from the point of view of Big Pharma. Drug companies must find new ways to convince people they need more drugs, even when they aren't sick. The way to accomplish this is to position medications as essential nutrients. That's what you are seeing unfold right now. Remember too, that these scientists also insist that food can't prevent disease. All food is worthless for medical purposes, they insist. Only patented pharmaceuticals can treat, cure, or prevent any disease they ridiculously claim. That's their worldview. Nutrition is bad, organic food is worthless, and herbs are risky. So what's good from their perspective? Well, vaccines, GMOs, medications, and chemotherapy of course. To these science quacks, everyone in America should stop consuming good nutrition and start popping more medications and lining up for vaccine injections. That's the pathway to good health. Didn't you know? You better get with the program. Just because your body is made of vitamins, minerals, proteins, and amino acids doesn't mean you need to consume them, right? Want some real advice on all this? Take Mike Adams' The Health Ranger's advice. Avoid cheap, synthetic multivitamins and supplements. Don't swallow pills made by pharma companies. Avoid cheap minerals like calcium carbonate or magnesium oxide. Eat real food. Whole food. Organic, non-GMO food. Your number one best source of nutrition should always be food. Grow your own sprouts or garden and eat those foods. Buy foods from KSAs or local farmers markets. Eating real food should always be your foundation for nutritional health. If you want to take supplements, invest in high-end, quality supplements based on food concentrates or food extracts. Nutrients derived from real food tend to be far healthier than synthetic nutrients. Consume superfoods daily for full-spectrum high-density nutrition. Each morning, I drink a blend of superfood powders with avocado, coconut water and hemp protein. Don't believe anything the mainstream media reports about nutrition. Mainstream media reporters are, by and large, outrageously ignorant about nutrition, isolated nutrients, whole foods, the games Big Pharma plays, the corruption of the science journals and so on. If you want to listen to someone who really knows nutrition, you need to find people who specialize in it, and who haven't sold out to the failed medical institutions of modern society. Learn more by visiting naturalnews.com and findinfoworld.com, or click the link below this video. Remember, in order to have optimum health, you need to support the structure and function of the body. The only way to do that is through a nutritionally sound diet and high-quality supplements if needed. Till next time, stay healthy and aware. Thank you for watching.